We are hearing from the OC Register's Adam Grosbard. He believes that Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp will function as the 1A, 1B options in the Rams offense. I think this is interesting, and Anthony, I'll go to you first in this one. But you look at a Puka Nacua had a great year last year. The wide receiver 7 going off the board right now. Cooper Kupp is a little bit lower, but it might make sense because there is injury concerns. As great as Cooper Kupp is, there are the injury concerns. So, Anthony, what do you make of this situation? Is this one of those things? Again, we talked about the Bengals running backs, and you talked about price point. One guy might be more appealing than other if he's cheaper. Does that carry over to the Rams wide receivers? What says you?
Let's start here with Puka Nacua. We are drafting him right now, going right around pick 10 in the FFPC. Looks like he's going as the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th wide receiver off the board. Is the first thing I ask, is there room for improvement for Puka Nacua? He was a wide receiver 6 of fantasy points per game, wide receiver 4 overall. That's his ceiling. I don't see anywhere up for Puka Nacua. There's only down from here, and that's a red flag for me. We also know that Cooper Kupp last year, he missed a few games. I get it. He's getting older. I believe he's entering his age 31 season. Injuries are starting to pile up. But what if we get a full, healthy season out of Cooper Kupp? How much does that eat into Puka Nacua? Cooper Kupp's cheaper. There's also more risk involved. But I'm probably more willing to draft Cooper Kupp than Puka Nacua because Puka Nacua, let's face it, he was a great story. I don't even know, and Jim Coventry and I in a RotoWire show, we were talking about this off air today. We don't even know if Puka Nacua is drafted if the Rams don't take him last year. His workout metrics, 10th percentile agility. Some of the worst workout metrics coming out. I know, some guys are just football players and can overcome. But Puka Nacua was a great story. And I think a lot of that carries into his fantasy hype. I'm not willing to, he's going to be, and let it blow up in my face. Let fantasy receipts come after me. I am not touching Puka Nacua at his current ADP. Last year, he was free, and he won fantasy leagues for people. Now we're investing in Puka Nacua as the 7th or 8th wide receiver off the board. We're drafting Puka Nacua over Marvin Harrison, by far a much better prospect. Some people are drafting him over Garrett Wilson and what could be if Aaron Rodgers comes in. Drake London with Kirk Cousins. I just like those situations a little bit more. There's also the potential red flag of Matthew Stafford injury. He somehow stayed healthy last year, but he got the hell beat out of him.
Every year, guy's a warrior.
If Matthew Stafford goes down, they all go down.
Jimmy Garoppolo comes in.
That entire offense. I mean,
enjoying offense with Jimmy Garoppolo.
I'm just, and I know, just like when I was down on Alvin Kamara in the video and people are saying, you just want him to fail. I'm just being honest here. I'm not, I just can't see a world where I'm drafting Puka Nacua at his ceiling. And there's a lot of risk involved. And part of that risk is the potential of a healthy Cooper Kupp. Not saying Cooper Kupp's ever going to finish as a wide receiver 1 overall again. But if Cooper Kupp is healthy, that rapport with Stafford isn't going anywhere. He's going to draw a lot more targets. And if we look at Puka Nacua target share, he had 9.4 targets per game. Where does that go to if Cooper Kupp plays a full season or damn close to it? Kyron Williams, we also have to factor in, he's going to get his touches. Maybe Blake Corum gets some touches. So there's only one football to go around.
Yeah, I will say, as I get ready to kick it to Pete, one thing that just made me smile there, Anthony. Go ahead.
He was Puka Nacua, 75th in ADOT at wide receiver.
Yeah.
I mean, he is what he is. Number 1 in drops. He had 10 drops, 6.3 drop rate.
Yeah.
I don't
so
care about drops.
one thing that
No.
well
You got to catch the
um,
football, I guess, at some point.
one
Yeah.
one thing that did make me smirk though, and then Pete, you can is Anthony, you talked about the potential of Matthew Stafford getting hurt, which I never want to see. I love Matthew Stafford and he's a gamer, but God, just watching Jimmy Garoppolo try and throw it to Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua, Rams fans would be throwing up in a bucket, and then you could see why we did what we did. Anyway, be that as it may,
and just one more under efficiency. There's something
Jesus,
at
Craig,
Player
so much of it. Go
Profiler
ahead.
called True Catch Rate. It divides total receptions by catchable targets. Puka Nacua was 76th. Like,
But what about his target accuracy on Player Profiler? It was 33rd,
right,
in target accuracy. That's not good.
But there's a difference between target quality rating and catchable target rate.
I understand that, but it's not based on what this is saying. The same site. It's not like the targets that he was getting were that great either. My thing is this: look, when it comes to drops, right? So Puka Nacua was number 1 in drops last year. Did that stop him from being dominant in fantasy football? What a drop! Like the
Cooper
drops.
Kupp's
I mean,
injury had something to do with that. No,
Yeah.
I understand that, but I mean, when you also factor in he's a rookie, also, so like that's gonna happen, and on top of the fact that yes, his ADOT was down, but his yards per route run was 6th in the NFL. That just proves that he can run a full route tree. At the end of the day, Cooper Kupp played like he was hurt last year, but he did play. Let's not act like he missed the whole season. How many games did Cooper Kupp miss?
He played in 12.
Okay, so he missed 5 games.
He started the year hurt.
Right. But he missed 5 games.
He ran 9 routes. He got hurt in that game. So
so let's call it 6. We'll call it 6. Yeah. But okay, so he missed 6 games. He's Cooper Kupp and he missed 6 games. Like, and a rookie was able to do this. They don't have a strong third option at wide receiver. This Demarcus Robinson hype, like I get it, like cool for best ball if you want to throw a dart, but like I mean, he had a couple games like Tutu Atwell, look at Tutu Atwell, who had some big games last year when Kupp was down. That should tell us everything we need to know. Like they were able to support Tutu Atwell, who was good for fantasy football last year in those couple weeks where Kupp was hurt, and Puka Nacua, who was a rookie. So I think they can support both of these guys. I think both guys can actually be decent on their return at their ADP. I think Kupp can definitely return a high-end wide receiver to finish, and I think Puka can definitely be a wide receiver 1. I don't think he's a league winner. I don't think he has that ability, but keep in mind too, Tyler Higbee's hurt. I know Kobe Parkinson. Everyone wants to, he's a nice value guy to grab for a couple of weeks, and especially in best ball, if you're hurting at the position in dynasty, great. You get Kobe Parkinson. Hopefully, it ends up being something. But at the end of the day, like Tyler Higbee's probably not. He might not even play this year. They're saying so. Like, or if he does, it's halfway through the year. So outside of Cooper Kupp, Tutu Atwell, well, Puka is way better than Tutu Atwell, and then Demarcus Robinson. I mean, Kyron Williams like was successful last year, and he was good. But like at the end of the day, like Kyron Williams faced the lowest amount of stacked boxes in the NFL last year, which means that teams were dropping players in coverage, and they were still able to carve up defenses with a rookie receiver who came out of nowhere. So I understand Anthony's point in that, you're probably drafting Puka at his ceiling, and that is a little scary. He may not return, but even Marvin Harrison, I think that's a great comp when Anthony brings up Marvin Harrison, but like Marvin Harrison's the highest drafted rookie wide receiver we've ever seen in redraft right now. He's projected back end first, early second right now. Like we've never seen that for a rookie wide receiver. So, you can make the same case in point. We haven't seen anything there. Now there's less competition there. It's a worse team and they'll throw. So neither here nor there. I'm still in on Puka. I like the price. I will gladly be drafting Cooper Kupp. I will still draft Cooper Kupp. I prefer him more as like if he can slide to like, 5th round, that's probably where I'd feel really good about drafting him. And look, Puka's price, I misspoke. I'm not happy about his price, but I'm okay taking him if I'm in that late in the first round, and it's Marvin Harrison or Puka, I'm okay because I know this offense is going to be good. As much as I'm excited about the Cardinals with Kyler, Trey McBride, and all these guys, Sean McVay is the head coach of this Rams offense. They will be good on offense. I'd like to say that about the Cardinals, but I don't know.
I'm gonna.
But we've seen Sean Payton came over to a team that he's never coached before. This is the same system they've been running with the Rams for years. I mean, come on, it's not the same.
I'll let Anthony give his rebuttal. I will just say, because we do like to mix in some NFL in here, I will just say, if Cooper Kupp is healthy for the year and Puka Nacua is healthy for the year, and if Matthew Stafford's healthy for the year, it's not going to be very easy for the 49ers in that NFC West. So I'll just say that, for as good as they are, because if that Rams team has that offense cooking like that, that's going to be something. And also, Anthony, before I kick it to you, I will just say, to give my own thoughts here, I don't hate drafting Puka Nacua there, but I also get what Anthony is saying about the draft costs there, going as the wide receiver 7. Do you really want to go that route if those targets drop? I mean, I watched him get the rookie record for 105 catches against the 49ers. He's deadly, but I think the targets go down. I think they do. So, Anthony, what do you got?
I want to piggyback there. Number one, is there a world where the enemy defensive coordinators they now have a year of film on Puka Nacua? And again, he's not exactly the greatest workout warrior. And do they plan to take him out? And obviously, McVay's going to scheme him open. That's what he does best. But is there a little bit more of that where okay, let's double him. Let's try to take him out. There's also a nugget I just picked up as we're going right now. Puka Nacua had 11 games with fewer than 8 targets in only 3 wide receiver 1 weeks. So, he has his biggest games, obviously, when he's getting targeted a ton. But, can we really bank on him getting, early in the season, 20 targets, 15 targets? These high-volume target weeks when there are other guys on this offense. And let's face it, if you're Sean McVay, do you want to drop Matthew Stafford back as much, or do you want to try to protect him and run the ball more with Kyron and Blake Corum? So again, it's more about the price for Puka Nacua than anything else for me right now.
Well, the thing I would say is I feel comfortable, take the FFPC, which is kind of crazy when you look at the ADP for the compared to underdog, right? And we always talk all the time where the money is, guys are not taking as many chances, but right. You have got Saquon Barkley is actually being drafted ahead of Puka Nacua as per FFPC ADP currently right now, which is kind of insane actually, because Saquon falls pretty far. But based on this, I mean, Puka's range pretty much right now is the 12 spot, which is the last spot in redraft in the first round, and you're getting him between that and the first 4 to 5 picks in the second round. If I'm taking, I don't mind taking Puka there, because you can if you're doubling up on Garrett Wilson and Puka, you feel pretty good about that. You're still getting another elite receiver in Garrett Wilson while pairing it with Puka Nacua, hoping, hey, if Puka can do that again, that's where where you're getting Puka, the fact that you're going to have another selection and you have a chance to get another elite player right then and there at wide receiver as well, if you like to double up, that's where I feel more palatable. If I'm taking Puka there and I'm not drafting wide receiver for a few rounds, then I might be nervous. But if I'm somebody who drafts receivers a lot in the first few rounds, I'd feel comfortable because I'm also getting other elite talent next to him at the wide receiver position as well. So that's the only thing else I'll say on it.